Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me. It's been a long time. Almost forgot what I was doing back here. I see a bunch of you in here. I get a 5x5 before I move forward. It would help me greatly. Thank you, all the welcome backs. Yeah, it's been a long 2 weeks. I appreciate all of you. I think y'all can hear me, see me, hopefully. If not, I'll find out in a minute. Hey, Dusty. Okay, let me see who I got in here. DT1, I saw you. I appreciate you. He's in charge right now. I think Miss Sharon is out running errands. That's the way it goes. We'll make it, guys. We'll make it. Do all the YouTube stuff she tells you, because I don't know. The thumbs up and whatever. It helps me because YouTube obviously is on me. They're on me nonstop. They're on me nonstop. And I'm going to get into some of that. Hey, Thistle Moon, Fish Sticks, Tiger. How are you, Nancy? Crystal. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Grizz. I know, the jailbird. I saw your name on that wall in there, too. Teresa, how are you? Anyone I miss, I'm sorry. Montana and Anna, good afternoon. Let's see. Oh, Huckleberry's in here. Hey, Tony. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Dusty. Let's see. Thanks for the 5x5s. Florida man, how are you? Again, if I miss you, I'm sorry. I'll get over here and get. Hey, Dee, how are you? Good to see you. Billy Boy, good to see you. All you wonderful people. I appreciate all of you. You got something for me, put it in all caps, because I'll get over here and get squirreled. I'll miss it, and I don't mean to. And if I, hey, Joni, how are you? If you just throw it back down there, because I will miss it sometimes. So for starters, some of you knew or whatever, and this is just the nonsense. And there's going to have to be changes, and I don't like it. My hands are kind of tied. That is what this is becoming. I have been giving warnings. So many of us have been giving warnings that this is how things we're going to get, especially this year. This is how things we're going to get on these platforms, our so-called freedom speech press on. So I had been getting hit like a lot of yellow flags, old videos. There was all these things going on. Y'all knew about some of them. Then, they let me have the appeals. Like everything is the process. I said it was just weird how things were working. The last one before this one I just got. But I had made a video because I had been talking on this channel about Lyme and tick-borne illnesses. And, I had been transparent about that I had had horrific Lyme disease and co-infections years ago. And I went through horrific treatment and that whole thing. A lot of people were asking me about that. And a lot of it's been front and center of the news. I was talking about that. And my personal opinion was that some mornings when they start they have to tell us, they have to spread, dangle that in front of us and be like, there's your warning. We let them know, do things. So I had made, hey, Mary, anyone else that's came in, I've missed you. I appreciate you being here. I made a video that was basically just talking about, this is how my Lyme journey went in a nutshell. The symptoms, how it progressed until I got, my diagnosis, just what my treatment was. I wasn't pushing on anyone. This is just the road I chose, and kind of how that process went and the after effects of someone having horrific Lyme. I was just talking about that because I got a ton of questions about it. And I've had a lot of people come and say, I've had it. I have family members that have it. I think I do. I had it and they did this, whatever. I can't go that much into it. I made a video about that. It was a longer video, like over 20 minutes. And I put it set to private. I loaded it. I set it to private because I knew I had things coming up and I needed a video to go up. It was going to go up on like the following Monday. So it's set in my private upload on YouTube for like 3 or 4 days. And I got a hit on it. I got a strike on it. It was set to private. No views. It was just sitting in there waiting to go public. So obviously they'll hit you on private stuff. Okay. It was my own personal thing. It wasn't like this is what you need to do to treat it. I was just kind of telling my story. That is not allowed now. Apparently that's not allowed. We don't talk about, that even if it's something that's your own thing you exactly went through, if it goes against what their narrative is, we can't talk about that. With that being said, but then I've been getting hits on things that were 2 years old, a year and a half old, lots of, they'll just demonetize, they'll give you yellow warnings and stuff like that. And they have like a strike system, a warning system, how it goes. Yeah, TT1. So anyone I've missed coming in. Hey, Sandra. So that's what happened. And they did it was immediately. It was within, I don't know, less than half an hour, 10, 15 minutes or more. It was like right after I appealed it. Hey, this is what it is. You want some facts? You want this? I want this appealed. This was just me telling my own story. Immediately they denied that. So I got 2 weeks in. Okay. So it gets, it just gets tiresome, and it just wears you down because you put in this effort, and then no matter what, and we don't have a list. If they would give us a list and say, hey, I don't want y'all talking about these things on there, saying these words, whatever, that'd be, crap, but it would be the situation be like, okay, well, at least, these are the guidelines. With guidelines being said, there's a lot where I said, even before this last one, where it was just weird how things have been going with YouTube. I was just like, they're not following their own rules and guidelines that they talk about and do. None of it made sense. I just raised absolute heck one day. When all that was going on, I thought, well, if I'm going down, I'm going down fighting. And it just, none of it made sense. They were contradicting themselves. So that's what's been going on with that. So I do have to change certain things because they'll take things down anyways. Now I'm always going to be, y'all know how I am and what I do. I'm always going to be that. And if they end up taking it, I did my part, had my run. That's why I've been stressing it. I've been stressing it for 2.5 years up here. And even more so, the last bit is, please write things down. Please take note. Even if you're like, well, I don't have that. I don't need that. I don't have that complication. You may in the future. And this isn't going to be accessible, or getting online for anything isn't going to be accessible, or maybe getting to, a medical professional may not be that easy. Hey, Virginia Bushcrafter, good to see you. Just, or somebody in your community, in your family may have stuff. Go, and I say it all the time, go to my videos tab, scroll all the way to the bottom and start reading titles. If you see something in there that you think you may need to know about, just watch it, take notes. It's really simple. I mean, that's for your greater good. That's all I can do. Hey, Shannon, how are you? With that also, nothing is private. Okay. Nothing hold on private. And I'm talking about far beyond YouTube. Oh, speaking of that, the same day that I got that hit on YouTube, within several hours, I got a hit on my Instagram. If y'all follow me over on Instagram, and I have that set to private because there's so many freaks and creeps up throughout social platforms. Hey, she's a wildflower. I got a hit for posting something the CDC put out about Lyme disease, and I got a hit the same day. Everything's connected. And that includes our emails and everything else. I'm telling you right now, you better heed warning that it's all connected. None of that stuff is private for that. And so with that, I have to be very careful about information I give out. When I say, hey, if you need an explanation, I can't say it on here, send me an email and I'll help you out and I'll direct you. And anybody that's emailed me for stuff, I say, I give my disclaimer. I'm covering myself, and that's the professional part of what I do. I have to do that. And, it is on you. It is on you. If you're on, talk to your own doctor, if you're on prescription medications, if you have a medical history, if you have this, here are the warnings. I do that with everyone I give any kind of protocol. I have to, hey, QV Farmer, how are you? I have to be careful. I just have to be careful. So some of those changes are going to happen, and that includes with emails, and that's just the way it has to be. So with that, all of that said, heed warning, let me be an example, because it was just absolute chaos. And then I want to say thank you to there's several creators that kind of helped me get that information out, and people were asking around, and then I was getting emails, hey, what's going on? I think a lot of people thought I just went MIA, and I said I would never just disappear and ghost y'all. I would, if I was ever going to walk or close or something, I would say, it's time for me to stop. Let's see, on everything. Oh, I don't know if you're talking about the way you're doing it, or you're just going to go kind of ghost off everything. I don't know. We knew this was going to happen, and we had been talking about it. They even got warnings. What is that? What is that board? Maybe somebody will put it in here. Huckleberry, you may know, where they said, and what is it? Is it Harris? Is it VP Harris up there that's in charge of it? Basically, misinformation board, and that goes across everything, and they see everything all the time. And because everything's connected, because this is through this channel and other platforms, emails, everything's connected. I think it's all, it was just going to happen. And we've been given warning about that, just like the whole thing a month ago. I think it was right at a month ago. If you haven't seen it, go watch it because it may get removed. I don't know. I did a video about H5N1, the bird flu, avian flu, whatever you want to label it. That's their latest tactic for this, selection year. That just go watch that, because that is what they're pushing. They're pushing that situation. And I can tell you the red dragon and the big us over here, that's a whole other mad scientist thing. That's a whole other, they're going to go with, fear factor control. Don't worry though, because I did read this meeting stuff. I'm part of all kinds of little meetings and stuff that I have to be careful what I say. They, let's see, let me make sure I quote it properly. But the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services for Pandemic Preparedness, they are actually working on making and plan, some quotations, they plan to produce 4.8 million H5N1 pokies. So we know where that's going. They're all that 4-letter M on and on. All of them are going to be made with that now. Hey, Casey Smalls, how are you? Good to see you. Anyone I've missed, or if I've missed something you said directly or asked me, I apologize. So the same thing, what the year is coming about. Don't fall for it. Don't get caught up in it. And I talk about what you need to do. That video I was talking about, I did it a month ago. If you got sick, something was going on, there's things in there. The big, hey, Joey, how are you? Good to see you. You're about to make me go squirrel. Yes, resistance. I talk about different things in there, what you can do. And another one I got a thing on was about silver. TT1's going to hang me because he's like, toe the line. Don't talk about any of that stuff. We're going to get you. But again, and there's things over on Rumble. And I talk about that and putting that up since the very first hit I got was in the first couple months I had a channel. Way before I was monetized, I got hits. That video's over there about that. And that is a good one for that. I've talked about it for your eye drops, because that virus can affect that. Doing sinus rinses and put that in there and use that to help. Let's say, I know, that's how I just do, since day one. I can't help it. I'm just going to be who I am. I'm sure they're all just like, oh, here we go. They can't throw them out. They can't throw the hits out fast enough probably, but it's all right. So again, being prepared, understanding how things work. Don't fall into the narrative and the nonsense and the fear mongering. Just be stubborn enough in yourself to say, we have an immune system for a reason. I have the knowledge. Knowledge is power. I say it all the time on said XYZ. And I've said it over and over again. There's so many things I talk about and they repeat that they will treat so many different things. And if you incorporate and just do those things and have them on hand, it doesn't matter what they label it. And that's what they do. Is it can be one thing that's been around forever that nobody was ever scared of. And they slap a different label on it. And then everybody freaks out. Don't do that. I just don't do it. I don't know what else to tell you. Moving along. So anything talking about, hey, Yardbirds. How are you? Yeah, I do have that. Yeah, I can't deny it. It's true, but that's okay. It is what it is. So, let's see. What is it? I must have missed something, Nancy. Anyways, I'm sorry if I missed something out. Something was for me, or y'all may be talking. So with this thing that they're rolling out, have y'all been seeing? There was somewhere, was it Illinois? I know they're saying it's like Kansas, Illinois. There's several of them where they said, oh, it spread into humans. I think it was like two, 3 people, and they're getting work. G-Ma Merkel coming in, kicking the door in. That's how she enters everywhere. Is they're also culling a lot of things, the birds, because, oh, does that fear? We got to do that. Sure. And then there's a bunch of, oh my gosh, all of a sudden, are we doing fire? Are we in fire season again? I think we're in fire season again because they're doing all that. There's a big one. I believe it was in Illinois. I think it was today. Maybe it was yesterday. Hey, JRC Homestead. So again, we see the same pattern. I mean, could they come up with something, more original that, is a little bit believable? That's just nonsense and insulting to me. So we know what that's about. Same thing with the dairy cow. Pulling off dairy. They went after the beef. They're going after chickens again. And the eggs. Control the food. Control the people. Fear. On and on. Don't fall for it. Anyone that falls for it, it's on you at this point. I know that's so ugly for me to say, but it is what it is. And I don't sugarcoat things. I just don't do that. That's going on. There is some, get your pencils, pens, paper ready. There is some FEMA stuff going on. Hey, Colleen. Let's see. Let me see. Gum infections, like mouth gum. I don't know what you're asking Huckleberry for, but gum infection, the silver stuff I can't talk about. I would do rinses in that. Oil pulling, if that's what you're talking about. Oil pulling, coconut oil. Oil pulling, do not swallow that. Spit that out afterwards. Silver mouthwashes. That maybe get me too. There's different things that you can use for that. And you can email me on that one. Hey, Judy. How are you? Welcome. Hey, coffee. Oh, no. Sorry. Did you not get I know it was last minute. I didn't expect many people to be in here at all because I gave like an hour I put up, but we have a lot planned this tomorrow. We're going to be busy this afternoon, tomorrow. And I just need to catch up. It had been 2 weeks and people are like, where are you at? What's happened? So I'm sorry, but I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to tell y'all kind of what's been going on. Yes, that works wonders. And I said with the silver and stuff in there, that's a no. I may get a smack for that. Yes, that video should still be up there. That video should still be up there if you haven't seen it. And what's coming in the seasons, they go watch my videos. You didn't have to be for me. Go do your own research and look it up somewhere else. Anybody can present it a different way. I didn't invent this stuff, but I am pushing out the information. Yes, I got a hit for that. The silver one, I got a hit for that, and they removed it. Yes, right before the one I just got for the private video about Lyme. Yes, I mean they have literally. Anyways, YouTube. I think that they watch me 24/7. And I was talking earlier in this, maybe before you came in here, coffee, it was. Everything's connected. And same days I was getting hit on YouTube, I was getting hit on my Instagram for the same type of things. It's all linked, connected. Emails, heed warning. Go back and watch that later because you'll see what I'm talking about. It's been going on. Yeah. I think I've had 11 removed. And a lot recently. Yeah. Anyways. So that whole thing and everything they're doing. Oh yeah. They're removing a lot. I've had people say, I was searching. I knew you had something. I'm typing in, even searching you, and I can't find you. I have had people tell me that as well. But they're going to be doing this. Thank you, Grizz. Appreciate you always, sir. You know how it is. They're after me. Kind of like they're after you. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's gotten so ridiculous. I'm really on that urgency to please review things and write things down if it's something you think you may need. On anything I've covered, 2.5 years, I have a lot of videos up, except for the 11 they've removed. Shame on them. And then I follow a pattern. When they hit videos from 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, when they start doing that, they always seem to coincide with something that's coming, or they're trying to roll out. Every time it seemed that has been going on. The very first one I got hit on was, but apricot, eating the middle of that. right before the sea illness. And if you know, go to my Rumble. And I don't now Rumble. I'm not going to be over there all the time because they got bought out. There's not stuff, but there a lot of the ones that got removed. They are backed up over there, and you have to find them. If you can't find them a certain way, email me if you're looking for some information. But it always that's telling to me. Like when they started rolling out talking about more things about tick-borne illnesses, I talked about that. I made that video, put it on private, and they came after me. But yes, Yardbirds. And if I miss anything, I'm sorry. I just saw something. I think they shut down. I thought, oh, Montana Nana. Here it is. I have been hearing somewhere, and I fear it's coming. But I will just be me and what I do. Now, are there precautions I need to take for myself? Yes, there are. But I think we're going to see a lot more of that. I think we'll see a lot of that coming about. Even things that we don't think are a big deal, or it's not going against whatever they're coming after. So moving along. This year, what's coming up? We've been saying something's going to happen before November. It's going to have to, I feel, in my humble opinion. I don't know what it is. And I'm going to talk about that news from yesterday and everything too, because don't fall into that trap of distractions and nonsense. It doesn't matter. But I got to stay focused on what I was going to talk about. Is FEMA. Executive orders. I'm going to give you some executive orders. If you want to look into them deeper, then what the bit of information I can give about it on here, you're going to have to look it up. So there's an executive order, EO 10995. That is concerning all communications, all type of platforms and everything else as far as them taking control over. That's what I'll say. So that one. Then there's an EO 10997. These are FEMA things about they confiscate or take any fuel or various forms of power generators, including solar. These are things that have been put in place, but they are revising and running drills for this fall. Heat warning, read between the lines. They always tell us. There's another executive order, EO 12148. I'm going to ask you to look into that one yourself. So there's a list of items. These are called grabs that they can, which has to do with generators, fuel, pew-pews, in time of, like if they deem something a crisis time. I got to watch what I say. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The WHO was trying to get different things if they, planned that things. Pew-pews, radios, all communication devices, all med supplies and stock, food supplies and stock, and take control of local farms. So that is, which we knew, but that doesn't mean, and a lot of that is also probably going to be your location of where you're at. And this is just my personal opinion. Do what you want for yourself. Don't be so chatty chat to tell and say or show what you have on any of these things I've talked about and covered. It's nobody's business. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You need to do the things and not worry about that because, again, they're watching everything. Don't hang yourself over stuff like that. That's why I don't show a lot from around our farm and all because of that type of stuff. Let me see if I've missed anything. All of it, yeah, coffee. All the stuff's gone. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. Yeah, I'm expecting an FF. Somebody can put it in the chat if you want. I'm expecting something like that to come up soon, especially after everything. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna step on some toes. I hurt your feelings. Sorry, you're gonna check your feelings at the door when it comes to things like this. The whole thing, T-Man thing yesterday, look, did you expect anything different of how the outcome was going to be? And in the grand scheme with the root of it for us down here on this level, it should not change what we are supposed to be doing and should continue doing. And you should stay the course and make sure you're not losing focus, because that's what most of this nonsense is about. It's what most of this is about. They're constantly doing things to cause division, cause strife, distractions, cause some type of civil unrest, some type of panic, disemotion, so your mind is taken off of something else, or your focus is taken off of something else. I mean, I didn't expect any different, and I really don't. It just is what it is. Okay, I'm going to keep doing what I need to do and move forward. Don't. People were losing their minds yesterday, and I'm like, okay, you're going to have to get a grip, because it shouldn't change what we have to do, and it certainly isn't going to change the things that they're going to come to pass. That's why we're doing these things. No politician is going to save us or fix. Or now, were things better when he was in there, like the economy and stuff? Absolutely. But my faith and confidence is not in any a man. It still doesn't change what I need to be doing, and my family needs to be doing, and all of y'all need to be doing. It just doesn't. And I know some people get really bent about that. I'm not trying to be deliberately disrespectful, but I didn't expect any different. That was going to happen. It didn't matter what it was. The timing of when they did it, that all this came up. For how long ago was all that stuff supposedly? It's all theatricals. It is all a playbook. It is all for their agenda. The timing of everything. Nothing is just by chance for the timing of everything they roll out. Let's see. Yeah. You're so funny. I hear you. DT1. Yeah, I mean, it's just theatricals, in my opinion. It's not going to change. Meanwhile, the nonsense going all over Europe and everything else, and still out at our border. I could go on and on. That's a tiny speck in the grand scheme of things. Oh yeah, they're always going to create a problem, or they're going to create a problem so they have an excuse to implement some type of control of whatever level they feel like doing that, because of XYZ. Just don't fall in those traps. That's what I thought yesterday. I thought, oh my gosh, please do not take that bait. Don't anyone take that bait. Absolutely. There's times a lot all through even the stillness and afterwards, especially afterwards, when a lot of refusal or illnesses and things came from that. And I worked in healthcare, and I have a big connection still in that a lot of people, they wouldn't have. We would hear things coming in, and estimated time of arrivals for ambulance calls was an hour, 2 hours. We don't have anybody for 3 hours. There's such and such. Help's not coming. I mean, how many times do you even see on different types of news events that are reported, even about any kind of first responders, LEO, anything? They're like, they're not coming, or they can't, or they're so understaffed, they don't have it. You're gonna have to, again, yes, I could wrap it up with that. There's not. It's just theatricals to me. So don't lose your focus. I know I saw it yesterday, and I thought, I don't know, just don't. This, I thought, the house arrest, I was thinking that they were going to do that, some type of restriction. So number one, there's old Joe's outing to not do a debate, So he can't do any more of his rallies, and they have those masses of support that is shown and everything. Again, the timing, they know what they're doing. They're going to use it for something like that. That's kind of what I was thinking. That's kind of what I was thinking myself. Oh, thank you, Trinket. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a long 2 weeks. And then I was kind of like, I kind of was just, you get to where you're tired of the fight. You're tired. You have that one side of it. I'm tired of the fight and the nonsense. Is it worth it to keep messing? Because I still do things. A lot of what I do on here, I do on an in-person level, not on social platforms. So I have to be careful of that versus, just go all out kicking and screaming until they shut it all down. I don't know. I have no idea. Probably not. He could afford his own, I'm sure, of some type of stuff. I'm not 100% sure. I know that it's not going to keep him from running. So again, yeah, always pray for that. Hedge of protection, armor up every day. This is like Oliver said, and we've said it so many times. This is a spiritual battle, and people need to quit trying to fight that with, a politician or in a physical realm of stuff. The physical part of what we're supposed to be doing is preparing as best we can, with knowledge and physical items, but then there's also thing about, and just Josh and I have talked about this so much for years, about being prepared emotionally and spiritually first, because none of that stuff's going to matter. If you're not spiritually and emotionally able to handle it, it's not going to matter. That's just my opinion. And I'm trying not to miss anything over here. But I'm trying to scan through here because I'll get squirrel. Y'all know, Huckleberry knows, don't take me to no hospital. I'll pass at the house. There's only very few things where I'll go in for something. I'll do it. I'll do surgery on myself. He can hold the mirror. I'm just joking, YouTube. Get on to me for that. I don't recommend anybody doing that. Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have Facebook. I have an Instagram that is for kind of linked. It's for this channel, but again, I have it set to private because there's nonsense. But I'm not over there a ton. I'm just gonna put this right here, but I won't read it out loud. Probably not. I just don't do that. God prepared me to be in trauma and medic stuff and everything else as much as for this time. That's what I think. No, they can't. Yardbirds, they cannot take a joke. They get really bent. Anyways, and we're not allowed to have personal stories or experiences. No. You read something off of their script and you can read that. Okay. I'm going to see what Florida Man has says. You're not going to derail me. Maybe not. Do you have a good source, book, website, etc. for growing meat rabbits in hot weather off the grid? We don't do rabbits, but there are people on here that do rabbits. I don't know if any of them in chat. I don't know. I know the big time about having shade and their bottom. If they're outside, the bottom part needs to be that open screen so their droppings fall and they have that coolness that comes through. I've seen people do things like they would take in like a 2-liter soda bottle or the smaller water bottle ones, and they would fill those and they would freeze them, and you can put those in there, stuff like that. But I don't have a whole source or book. I just haven't done rabbits. I apologize. If somebody knows, please let Florida Man know, throw it in there, or y'all find a way to communicate if you're all comfortable with that. But that was in a big shaded area. I would not put them in heat stuff at all. I know, D, I'm always, it's terrible. I know. I'm not trying to lurk in a lot of places. I listen and I'm like, I'm baking stuff. I'm baking bread for the next day or next couple of days. I'm cooking, I'm prepping, I'm in the garden, I'm washing dishes. It's just nonstop. And I'm usually on my phone. So I can't be in chat because the time I get it typed out on my chat, or if I can't tag anyone on it, everything's moved on. I understand. I appreciate you. And I'm trying to scroll through here. And if I've missed anybody, I'm very sorry. Hey, Laura, how are you? Good to see you. But I don't know if anyone knows about the rabbits. Help him out. Yeah, it's just how life goes. Because I can't sit here. I like stationary at my desk, and I'm not very much a sit around type person much. I got things to do. Sun up, sundown. We always got things to do, and never enough hours in the day. I got to get. I got to go. I got things to do. That's just how it goes. I appreciate all of you. So what have y'all been up to? I haven't been on here. I've seen a couple of you in chats here and there, but not. I haven't really been. Miss Sharon. She's in charge, guys. I'm just letting y'all know. I knew she was busy. It's okay. I didn't think Minnie would be here or anything because it was just last minute, and I knew I wanted to just at least touch base with you guys and hit on a couple of these things as best I could. I know it's kind of cryptic, some of it, and it's bits and pieces. Again, I don't know what to do about it because they're just after me right now. They have been, and it's not just me. A lot of different people, things they go after. It's just what they're doing right now. They don't have anything else to do, and that's all right though. Coffee. Yeah, Miss Sharon. Well, you wouldn't hear the beginning part. Some of you may have to go back and listen because I was explaining more about things that are going on. You can just catch that last bit. Thank you, TT1. Hit that thumbs up. All the YouTube stuff, and I hate to ask that. I hate to ever say, please give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Whatever those things are, I call them the YouTube games. But I, maybe it helps. I don't know if it does not, because I don't know. Miss Sharon, this is what happens when you're not here to get on to him the whole time, I'm sure. Exactly. How about that? We didn't have any of that during those illness years, did we? There was none. Did you see the charts? It was like gone, disappeared. They must have cured it somehow, but then it came back. Don't get me started. I worked in the medical field. I know what they're doing. Anyways. Yeah. She wouldn't expect any less. Drink it all y'all in top chat. Let's see. I'm glad you're here to take over. Keeping him straight. I do appreciate all of you, and we're doing everything else is going well. The garden, it's hot. It's hot down here in the south. If you're in the south, you know what I'm talking about. Very unusually hot for May. For us, it's ridiculous. Whatever you want to label the calls, weather changes and whatever. But we've been getting a lot out of our garden and eating a lot out of that and dehydrating that, blanching and freezing a whole bunch of that. So I'm again doing the things. Put it away for another day. You never know. But that's always going good. There are certain things that because it's gotten so hot for May was just hot for us. It was not normal. It was the temperatures I would expect in like late July, August, September here. So it's been kind of ridiculous hot. And so it burned out. Let me see, Dusty. We had our our snow peas and stuff like that. And we just eat those in the garden all the time. And we got a bunch off of it, but it was just like it ran its course really quick. You know how those type of beans do, and they kind of get dried out and it comes on. And we even put a shade cloth over top of them, and it was like the the heat was just, it was just like, I'm done. And then certain things that like cooler temperatures, like springtime, not hot summertime, it messed up. Like my bok choy, huckleberry, what was it? Our bok choy and our broccoli started bolting immediately. Things were weird, and then it got too hot, so I couldn't even correct it. It was just so weird. I couldn't correct it because it seems like we had some freezing temperatures here this far south, and then in like April, that wasn't normal, and then May was like unbelievably hot for that time of year here. So I think that has messed up certain things. But we are blessed. We still have a lot that is doing great, and we continue, and we have such a long growing season here. There are even things that that we harvest, we can turn it right back around and put things in certain things. So I'm grateful for that. Absolutely, JRC. Yes, that's our focus. That's how we need to do things, not on this political nonsense and what they're trying to create with it. I just see what they're doing. They did it 4 years ago, right? 3 years ago, that we knew what they were doing. We were getting a lot of rain. Maybe it was March, April. And now we've been hot and hardly any rain. So that's been a problem. So then we have to water a lot because we're so hot and in the south here. Again, not normal for us at all. And I've been hearing that from several people. Where's Montana Nana? She's probably got snow today. It's, yeah, there wasn't a spring. It was weird. It was just, I felt like, Florida winter was creeping around some in April. And then we were just like, oh gosh, it's the peak of summer for May. Are you still freezing up there? Yeah, the way that May has been, I was kind of like, man, maybe we should move up north. I'm not though, but I was just, look, Huckleberry's probably in there panicking. It's just so hot. And it's weird because I do live in the South my whole life. That's all I've known, but I do struggle with, I have tachycardia. I've talked about that before. I've always had it. It was something I was born with. So I struggle with the heat. Hard birds. What did I just say about not putting stuff out? Are you serious? He's joking, YouTube. Hashimoto's. Yep. Don't fall into that trap. Email me. Email me, girl. CaseyLil@gmail. I'm not going to give you any advice just for this platform. YouTube. Anyways. Yes. I would email me though, if you don't mind. So I don't get a little backhand up here today. Hey, St. Hunter. Good to see you. How are you? All right, Florida man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you always. Take care. Yeah, coffee, email me. Yes, I can help you right out with that. Yep, thank you. You can email me. And I'll give you some just opinions though. Okay. I wish it was 65 here. It's hot. Try 90s. Still cool and warm. Is it really humid out there or is it dry? I think it's dry heat. Now I can't be in extreme dry heat. Like my body's like, where's the humidity? What's going on? And there's other places that are worse, truly that are worse humid than Florida. Eastern North Carolina was no joke with the humidity. It's worse than it is here. But I think because we always have a breeze in Florida. But extreme dry heat, I would hear people, and they talk about living in like Arizona. And they said, oh, I have to sleep with like a damp washcloth on my face. My nose would bleed and I'd be so dry. What? Can you breathe like that? Because the dry heat, I don't know how I couldn't take that either. Yeah, 65 would be nice this moon. Tell them, Miss Sharon, because YouTube is trying the Jesus in me, for real. And that Miss Sharon, TT1, Hudson, all them, they've heard it. Native, I was like, oh my gosh, done with this. It was just ridiculous. Yes, I am. It seemed like a long 2 weeks. I mean, I just kept thinking, and again, but behind the scenes of how it works on your warning and strike system, it did not match up what they were telling me and what the punishment they gave me versus what the offense and what they were showing. It didn't match up, and I told them about themselves about it, and they still. And I think a lot of people are going to see more of that. Yes, Southern blood all the way. I sure am. In case you couldn't tell by my accent, it's kind of like cornbread. Yeah, same here, Miss Sharon. The pollen's pretty bad. It's not the pollen that you see where everything looks the yellow. Everything's yellow, but I get alerts and it's like grass and tree pollen's really high. I usually have a problem with. I have had like that sinus headache last couple of days. It's not like a migraine, but it's just enough. I think it has to do with that. Try and roommate. See, and because we're tropical, so anywhere in the south, and of course it's more of the place. I want everything's green. I'm just used to everything being green. We get rain and all that type of stuff, and we have trees for shade and everything. I've seen places where it's just the plains and prairies where it's just like flat open, nothing. It looks dry. Freak me out. Yeah, I do have a problem with dry heat. Yeah. Dry heat. I don't know. It's got, I think it's the moisture in there. When I've been anywhere it was dry heat, I felt like I couldn't breathe. All right, Katrina, I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I do plan on doing Sunday chat. God willing, I plan on doing that. Yeah, that's my theme song. I walk into to get backstage and get ready to do that song. Just joking. Montana. We do have scorpions here. We have scorpions here, and one of my boys, when he was little, he would just carry them around, pick them up. He was all boy. We have gators and snakes and everything out here, and scorpions and all kinds of stuff. And he was just into everything. But they grew up around. They know the difference. But it's not dry. Yeah. The nosebleeds. I got nosebleeds awful when I was in dry heat. Thank you, Grizz. I appreciate you always, sir. Yeah. Well, some of that humidity, when you open the front door and it just kind of sucks the breath right out of you. Yeah, it can be rough. Yeah, I know. My accent does. It kind of goes. And if I get, what's huckleberry? If I get angry, it'll go to cornbread level real quick. Buttermilk biscuit. Hey, see, there you go. Biscuits and gravy, right? Really? Yeah, I think it's all what we're used to. Yeah, I just think that, your body is accustomed to certain things. And some people, they'll say, oh, you're acclimate. I don't know. Yeah, we have really old plantation type oaks, huge trees, and they're extremely, I mean, it would take 2 or 3 people holding hands to get around them. They're huge. Yeah, the humidity, I know. Well, like here, you can get in the shade and you're okay, you're comfortable. Then other places I've lived that are further north than this, that It didn't matter if you were in the shade or not. The humidity and everything was awful. There you go. Talking about Southern accents today. I know. I always say, I'm like, I don't have an accent. Y'all have an accent. I don't hear it. It's a different dialect where I grew up. Hey, fish sticks. Didn't I see you earlier? Were you in here earlier? I know you were. About to wrap up. I don't even know how long I've been on. That is in a nutshell. What's been going on? I do plan on. You sound like you're okay. Yeah. There's a different level. Like I have friends that live in. I do have Canadian friends too. I had one I talked to earlier. I was hoping she'd show up in here. She knows who she is if she catches this replay. That very fine. I have friends from like she was from Minnesota, and she had that. It almost sounded like that. Well, it's right there on the line. That real Canadian accent and dialect, the way she talked. What is your? Oops. I don't know if I could get rid of mine. I don't think. I hear other people talk sometimes, and I don't think mine sounds that thick. But maybe to y'all it does. I don't know. Oh, yeah, yeah. When yeah. If I get set off, my accent gets a lot thicker. Hudson, I swear, replay gang. I appreciate you. I was just talking about you. Were your ears ringing? I was just talking about you. With me going to you fussing about YouTube stuff and the mess they've been playing. And bless his heart, he would get out and say, "Hey, this is going Casey. She's locked up again." And I appreciate that. Just because a lot of people have never emailed me and didn't know. And I saw in different chats where people were coming to me and saying, "All these people are asking about you. What happened? What's going on? Are you locked up for real? What's going on?" And no, it's just been a nightmare. All right, drive safe, Hudson. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Right. Yeah, Hudson's getting written up. He does wonderful things for the community. I just told him that. He does great things for fundraisers and different things. Greatly appreciate that's the type of stuff we need in this community because sometimes we can trend, we'll see a lot of negativity. And so I really like to point out when we see good people doing right things that are not self-absorbed things or nonsense, it doesn't matter. We need that. And sometimes I call it my tribe, our community, whatever you want to call it. It may not always be in your immediate location. And that's important. And that's just how it is. That's just reality of life. And vet your people over and over 100 times, 100%. Make sure you know. That's just my tidbit of advice you don't know. Hudson, they're giving you all kinds of. Don't be late. I'm always in the replay gang. I can't say anything. Miss Sharon. When we lived in North Carolina, I don't know if Huckleberry's still in here. We had those like millipede things, and they would come out certain times a year, and you could not hardly get rid of them. It didn't matter what you sprayed or had; they'd be over, and they would bite you. And I hate it. Those are just my bugaboos. I'm not really thrown off. Like I'm not one of those people who are really scared of insects. But centipedes, millipedes, I don't like them. I just don't like that. Give me a gator before you give me something like that. Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Southern Tier, bless her heart, they went through some stuff. If you don't know, go check her out. Go subscribe to her channel. And then he always does this for MS and everything. Just a good-hearted person he is. Exactly. Yeah. I'll have the creepy crawlies. My thing, I don't like snakes at all. Like, I don't care what kind of snake it is. And I've had to pick them up a couple times and do stuff. And that was before I got bit by that copperhead. I don't like snakes at all. And I've told y'all that several times. I just don't. Hey, Cherokee, how are you? Good to see you. Bring the cats in. Yeah, all kinds of stuff, right? They don't have that. I haven't never seen it. Not watch. I will now. I haven't seen them here. We have all kinds of tropical spiders and insects, but and the scorpions and things like that. But chickens, free range chickens. I call them barn cats. They're outside everywhere. They usually take care of all that. But I don't mess with them. Oh yeah, I don't. Speaking of those bugs, I think Hudson and them are now going through the caterpillar nonsense we were going through. I have never ever the caterpillar season, which they're gone now. Thank the Lord, they're gone. The amount of caterpillars we had this season, I have never in my life seen that many. They were literally falling on you everywhere outside all the time. They were on everything. They were getting in the house. They were on everything. You would go to leave and I'd go to leave in my truck and the tire would be covered in caterpillars. I've never seen anything like it. And I was watching his live yesterday and he was out there battling caterpillars. I guess there's this going on now. Just weird things with the weather and bugs and stuff. I hear that. I'm not sure. I got several of you New Yorkers in here. And I know not all people here in New York, they think Langley Prepper, New York, like where it is New York City in the middle. They have a lot of country areas and different things, but the majority, I'm like, I guess some of the state laws and regulations would throw me way off. Very different than down here. Gators don't bother me. Snakes bother me. Gators don't. We have a gator right out because we have water out here, right? We have a gator out there now. They don't bother me. All right, Cherokee, you go get some sleep. I appreciate you, Hudson. And that's true. And I have wonderful subs and community throughout here. The good outweighs the bad by far, truly. Yeah, they were eating everything here. We were constantly having to pick them off of stuff. It was ridiculous. Grace, you're scared of spiders? I've been bit by a brown recluse before on my leg. I saw exactly when it happened, so I knew. And I've been bit a couple times with spiders, but that was the only one that was probably in my 20s when that happened. I mean, I got on something right away. It kind of got a little yuck, but not bad at all. Yeah. See, I've looked at it like that. I'm talking about where people's actual homes. I don't know. It's even about the weather we were talking about, but even stuff like that, it's all what you're accustomed to because, we're so rural and always pretty much have been. For the most part, I would be so out of my element and off if I was in the middle of New York City. But then there's people who do that they would just be like, I don't know what to do out here. You're literally in the middle of nowhere. So you get used to. But yeah, I know there's beautiful countryside rural areas up in New York State. We always have, we can hear cicadas and little things are out, but we were not in that path of that. But we're not having anything that's not out of the ordinary for the South in the season to have. You hear them every once in a while. You hear them and you'll see them, but nothing over the top, not like caterpillars or anything. Nothing. And we wasn't in that line of where they were supposed to come out either. I haven't really heard anyone say on here that they were having a big thing with cicadas. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They just don't. Probably because we grew up and they were in the water and around, and we just knew how to deal with that. We just didn't. We just, I don't know, it just didn't bother us. We have a lot of A lot of snakes. We have all the snakes and then some snakes. Snakes that weren't really here and people release them and they're humongous. I don't like any of them. I don't care if I don't like them. Now, if I see stuff like king snakes, I try to leave them because they will get rid of the bad ones, but I don't want to walk up on it because I'm going to holler. And most things don't make me do that, but a snake will. But then when I got bit by that one, I was remarkably calm, but I think that's just the trauma nurse in me. See, now I have heard that, Colleen. I have. I'm not trying to knock on New York. I promise. Sorry if it came out that way. I do hear it's beautiful up there. And I know several people who live up like that. Yeah, that's what I was just saying about the king snakes. I don't like any of them, though. That's not going to change my mind. But I try to leave them as long as if I see it, I'm more okay. But we have a lot of different rattlesnakes and cottonmouths, water moccasins, whichever we want to call them. We have a lot of that down here, and I don't like anything about that. We do have coral snakes down here, and that is no joke. Though that is no joke if you get something like that gets a hold of you. No, I'm going to hop, skip, and jump up out of there if I see a snake. Oh my goodness! If it ain't Native Voice, I saw your name in there several times in YouTube jail. Native and I used to be like, we could get up here and just say, "Hey guys," and I think we both got smacked. That's how it went for a while, didn't it? Oh, good. Anybody's harvesting? We are harvesting. If it's in more south, that's that exciting time. And we'll see how many y'all are coming in here. I'm about to wrap up. Replay gang. Especially I just went through everything that was going on Native with the YouTube stuff and how it was connected. But I talked to you about it. I'm sending you stuff too. Fussing. I'm done. Remember? Should I be done? I'm tired of this. But it is what it is. And then we pop back up here. And I have always said, until God tells me to stop or that's enough, then I'll just keep on keeping on. That's all we can do. But I want to catch you. Yep. Replay gang. I appreciate you guys, truly. And again, I should have said at the beginning, if you are doing replay, YouTube holds my chat to the next day. So if you want to be involved in the chat, I suggest you do the replay the next day. They'll hold it overnight to the next day. And if you want to be involved in that, because it won't be up there. I appreciate all of you. Keep doing things. Please don't get distracted with this nonsense. Don't fall into traps. Don't take the bait. Stay the course and do what you're supposed to do. And the biggest, you've got to stay level-headed. There's a lot of things that with all this that's going on, it's like, you can't be in your emotions about this. And that is what they trigger people with. You're going to have to check that mess at the door and do what you're supposed to do and see past the nonsense. Please stay focused on that, or that is how they'll win over people, as far as they'll win, because they know people will react that way. The division and the playing on their emotions and getting people hyped up. We knew this was coming this year. Don't act surprised. Just keep on keeping on. Do what you got to do. Appreciate all of you. Be safe. I do plan on doing Sunday chat, 3:30. I do plan on doing that. Yes. I thought we were just talking about that before please practice your thing. I'm big on practice your, how long have I said it? Make yourself uncomfortable. Whether that's some type of, you're camping in all seasons. You make yourself uncomfortable. Go without. Sorry, that's what we have. Cook outside. You need to train. You need to practice those skills now, not when you're forced to, because it never goes. You're going to have to tweak that along the way. There's always going to be hiccups. There's always going to be something. Something's going to break. Something's not going to be as easy as what you thought it was in your mind or you watched before. In the rain, in the extreme heat like we're having now, in the freezing cold, you have to do that. You need to. Absolutely. All of that stuff. All y'all take care. I appreciate you. And hopefully I'll see you Sunday. Y'all stay safe. Bye, guys.